Hi, I'm Yinka, and this is The Hurt Locker, a podcast where we open a door into men's mental health. Coming up, your own world, your own universe.
And then there was no plan. It was like, oh, hey, let's enjoy ourselves. Wicked.
It was a way of putting two fingers up to society.
The light at the end of that tunnel there.
You must have seen some casualties along the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was really scary.
Hello, my name is Yinka, and you're listening to the latest edition of the Hurt Locker podcast. Tonight we have, and I don't like to blow smoke up people's bum holes, but tonight we have, in my lifetime, a person I've never met before, but a person synonymous with all genres of music. In fact, you would be a DJ of my soundtrack of DJs playing, you know. Tonight we are pleased to welcome Nicky Blackmarket.
How you doing?
Welcome. I'm good.
Nice
How
to
are
be
you?
here. Nice to be on it. Yeah. All good. A little bit tired after the weekend, but yeah, it's all good.
Slow down, Muskie. We'll get to that in a bit, lad. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to say for the benefit of listeners here, this guy's got loads of energy. It's Monday, and the man is bouncing off the walls, lad. It's good, and I love that. I bloody love that. Nicky, welcome.
Yeah. No, great for having me on. Thank you.
It's the first time I've seen you in the flesh.
Right.
I'm back in the day for me. Obviously, I'm a Scouser.
I remember doing the blues actually in it must have been like around Tox Death way, early to mid 90s, doing a blues there. And
was that in a sports centre or was that in a club? Because if it was a club, it would have been in Jamaica House.
Yeah, Jamaica House. That rings a bell.
It would have been Jamaica House. I
remember it was a long time ago. This is like early to mid 90s. I remember going up there, and
how were you received?
Oh, going off, wicked vibes. Yeah,
good.
Yeah. No, wicked. Yeah,
I think for me, with regards to yourself, you had a record store. And
I had a record shop for nearly 25 years, 24 years. Yeah,
and that was around what, Soho?
That was in the top end of Soho, yeah. The top end of Soho, near Oxford Street.
Yeah,
and yeah, I don't have it anymore, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss it, because that was the old internet. That was, you know, that was my life. You know what I mean? Obviously playing out as well, but yeah, everything revolved around the record shop. It was hard work. Of course, it was hard work. If you want to make anything work, it's going to be hard work. But I didn't see it as work.
I already know the answer, but you tell me why.
If you love what you do,
100%.
It ain't work. It's not
100%,
work.
100%.
It's not work.
If you're getting paid for it, that's the bonus.
Complete bonus.
100%.
So, I mean, you know, be going in the shop, grafting the whole day, and then going out and doing maybe 3-4 parties in the night, going home to have a shower, and then going back into the shop again.
Superb.
And it was like, you know, back then it was, I just look back on it and I think, where's the time gone? Where has the time gone? It's gone.
Just like that.
You know, I've got 5 kids. And
okay, snap.
And the eldest one is DJing now, DJ Mills. Okay. She's all over the place. I can't keep up with her, but you know, that's, you know, she's following in my footsteps, and even my son started messing about now on the deck. So it's, you know, he's only 15 and it's great. But like I say, where's the time gone? It's just gone. Like even my chapter in the shop, I've come out there now, and it's, even though when I look at it now, it's like I am so busy. It's like, this is an example. I went to Germany. I came straight back. I'm not moaning, but I had 2 hours sleep before the dance and 2 hours sleep after. And then I come straight back on a plane, and I did 4 gigs in the UK, all over the place. And that, you know, I didn't come in till yesterday morning, early hours of yesterday morning, 5:30 this morning, and I was on the road for, you could say, nearly 24 hours, best part of nearly 24 hours. But you know what? Like I say, I'm still living the dream.
Okay.
I'm still living the dream, and it's like I believe in our Lord upstairs. I don't want to preach. I'm not preaching to nobody. Each to their own. Everybody has their own thing, But I believe, our Lord upstairs works in mysterious ways, and there's, certain things we don't know. We won't know until we go the other side.
100%. 100%.
If that makes sense.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense to our listeners.
Because certain things you can't fathom. You can't, like I say, we'll know until when we go the other side.
True. Let's go back to the beginning of you DJing.
Yeah.
What got you into it? What was your influences?
My mum, I've got to say, my mum, God rest her soul, she was a jazz dancer. And she knew people like Johnny Dankworth, Cleo Lane,
wow,
Ronnie Scott before he even had his club. So a big jazz influence, which when I was a youth, I didn't get it. Little kid, and you're hearing that, what's that? But with time, you grow with it and you mature with it, So from an early age, I wanted to DJ, and it's like even when I started playing music, it wasn't really as a profession. Do you know what I mean? So there weren't no jungle scene back then, do you know what I mean? It wasn't, So it was funny. Me and Clarky, Dean Clark, started DJing together. We started playing house parties on our friend's Owen sound system. I'd bring the turntables. He'd have the sound system. We'd string up beforehand. We'd play all night. We'd get drunk, and we'd sober up throughout the night. We'd sober up, and then we'd finish the dance, and we'd done string again, and I'd bring the decks back to my house, and it's and it was fun. I played a whole night. Nowadays, like, you play for an hour and you move on and you go somewhere else, or we'd play all night and just love it. We'd love it. You know what I'm saying? We'd absolutely love, because we loved it. It was a passion. You know what I mean? So, there wasn't that money in it then or anything like that, or we'd play for the love of it. And just thinking. And I went into the shop in 1990. I went into the record shop business, and it's a lot different. It was a lot different then. The rave scene was just beginning, kind of thing, and it was because we had 2 floors in the shop, and I was on the top floor. Downstairs we had downbeat, we had soul, hip hop, R&B, and it wasn't financially carrying the swing at the time. So we decided, right, this was 92 now, so we decided to put our music, which was hard breakbeat hardcore at the time, hardcore breaks. We decided to put that downstairs. The rest is history.
Absolutely, 100%.
It was really weird. So at the time, Ray Keith got Ray Keith. He got the sound he come out of City Sounds, and it was just so weird, the timings, that we were just about to put the thing downstairs, and we heard through the grapevine, and we just spoke to him. Yeah, come down. That's it. Next day, it was working in the shop. Crazy that, and that's what I'm saying. Things are done for certain reasons, certain thing you just don't even know or don't even realise.
It was interesting because for me, I'd go down, see family in London. I'd go to Camden, maybe buy some records there. Very rarely I'd go down to your shop. And there was always a north-south divide in what people were listening to. I always picked up on, But there was an energy, there was a buzz there. There was a vibe there. When I used to listen to the pirate stations like Sunrise, etc., and that just made me think, okay, there's things that are happening here. different from Liverpool and Manchester, but there's things that are happening. And the question I was going to ask you when I asked you what got you into it was, and for me, I'm wondering if this was similar for yourself. You created your own world, your own universe of how you wanted to live life.
Yeah. It's funny because, like I say, when I went into the shop, it wasn't, like nowadays people talk about, oh, we're going to have a 4-year, 5-year, 6-year plan. There ain't no plan back then. There was no plan. It was like, hey, let's enjoy ourselves. We're kids.
100%.
We just love what we do. We love what we were doing, and we were just going along with the moment.
Yes.
There weren't no plan of anything. It's just enjoyment and the love of it.
And I think for myself, and I'm hearing what you're saying there, I think for myself, it was a way of putting two fingers up to society and saying, we can live an alternative lifestyle.
Yeah.
We can live an alternative lifestyle that doesn't conform. We were in the throes. We were coming out of, in the 80s in Liverpool in the Northwest. It was shocking. We were dealing with this.
It was naughty back then.
We were dealing with depression. We were dealing with recession. We were dealing with the drug scene, but we're talking not in terms of ecstasy, we're talking about heroin more than anything else. And that just ravaged places like Liverpool, like Manchester. And so with the rave scene, it offered a beacon of hope of things can be different.
The light at the end of that tunnel there.
Yeah, that things could be different. But we had to be masters and mistresses of our own universe, as it were.
Yeah.
So tell me, just going back then, right at the beginning, family.
Right. So I was brought up in between Marylebone and Kennington.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Kennington, which is by the Oval Cricket Ground, and Marylebone, which became kind of Marylebone was in the West End. So there was a small working class community there. Small working class community, which eventually which was that you could say was the beginning of that whole gentrification, that whole yuppie thing where they kicked everybody out.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, so that's when I was really, really small, my mum and dad moved to Kennington, but my nan moved up the road and still in Marylebone. So I stayed at my nan's after week and still lived in between Kennington and Marylebone. My primary school was a Roman Catholic school in Marylebone. Okay. And the thing is, like I say, back then it was a small working class community that was there. But they eventually started to get kicked out. When the 80s come, then they started to get kicked out. So, I grew up in between Marylebone and Kennington, so I was in between the two areas.
So, were you an only child or any siblings?
An only child, yeah. No brothers or sisters, yeah.
You must have been kind of unique then.
My mum couldn't have any more kids. I was lucky that my mum said to actually be here. My mum said that I was lucky. That I was lucky to come out.
You're a blessing.
Yeah. So here I am.
You know what? It's funny as I just watched you then. I saw you go somewhere else. Your mum said you were lucky. You went somewhere else then. And what was your relationship like with your folks?
Yeah, no, good. I had a good relationship with them. Like I said, my mum always give me a kick up the arse and you follow what you want to do in life. She always said, follow what you want to do and do the best of what you can do. And just be happy in what you do. She had a saying, it's nice to be important, but it's more important
to be nice.
Nice.
Yes, 100%.
And that stuck with me. And that has stuck with me, really.
And what about your old fella? What was your relationship like with him?
Yeah, no, he from an early age said to me, and when I'm a little kid, I didn't really take it on board. He said, don't follow. You got to look into stuff. Look into like the news. He said, look at different news. Look at different things. And when I was a kid, I didn't really understand what, don't just look at the main thing. Look at everything. And when you think about it and you look, you got to look at all news, all kind of aspects of, don't just look at what's in front of you. Look at the whole spectrum, everything coming from everywhere.
Okay. I'm just pausing, reflecting there.
Yeah.
And growing up, your primary school, was it a mixed school?
Yeah, primary school was.
What was that like? An only child, mixed school, mixing with different cultures, I dare say.
Yeah. No. I like primary school. I like primary school. When it comes to secondary school now, after a certain point, I'm like, especially back then, it was all about getting a job. Because you could leave at 16. Yeah?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I think I'm older than you.
How old are you?
I think I'm older than you.
Tell me.
How old do you think?
And
don't use your silver tongue. How old do you think?
Are you old as me? I'm 56.
I told you I was older than you, lad.
Are you hitting 60?
Not yet.
Right.
I'll
so
look 60, yeah.
What? 58?
Yes. Go on.
There you go. Right. There you go. Okay. We're the same kind of age, though.
Of course, definitely.
End of this year, I'll be 57. So at that point there, you could leave at 16. And I had my auntie, my dad's brother's ex-wife, said, we got a job. We've got a job for you. We can get in office clerk. And I was like, like a job. So when I was 15 and I started doing the job, and then it was like, as soon as I turned 16, I said to the school, right, as soon as I'm 16, I'm gone. I didn't even take my exams. I went straight to work, straight to graft. But at this point, I'm getting involved in the music thing.
Okay. Okay.
But it was before the rave thing. But the whole music thing, hip hop, soul, funk, everything. Do you know what I mean?
You were already there.
So, like I say, the age group, you know what I'm talking about. So after like 6-7 months, she ends up sacking me. Done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong at all, right? But my uncle and her had a divorce, and it went sideways. And that's when she's just sacked.
And you were the collateral damage, as it were. Yes.
Yeah, looking back on it, and I think, what have I done? I ain't done nothing. Nothing wrong. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then so then I'm now like not even 7. I'm touching 17, nearly 17, and I'm like, I'm out on the street. I'm like, what have I done? I've got no exams. I ain't got no qualification. Nothing. I'm out on the street here. What am I going to do here? And this is where our Lord works in mysterious ways. It's like, and the thing is, this is what I want to say. If you've got the positive mindset, you can do anything you want to do. Anything. That's all I'm going to say. You can do anything you want. Don't have to have qualification of this and that and whatever. If you've got the positive mindset and the mind of how you want to do it, which way, when, everything, put it like a jigsaw puzzle together. Boom, put it together. You can achieve whatever you want to do. You just have to have that mindset. You have to bust down the doors. You have to have that mindset, though. So anyway, I'm not even 17 then, and I'm like, what am I going to do? A friend of mine says, oh, I'm going for this job. Do you want to come to try and get this job as well? You want me to go and try and get your job that you're going for as well? Yeah, just come. Okay, all right then. So it was just a career job for a photographic laboratory. Because back in the day, as you remember, it's all about a career.
And all of that. Okay.
So I went there. We both went there. My friend got the job, and I'm like, my head went down, and then the boss of the company said, "Oh, do you know what? I've got a friend's company up the road. He wants somebody. Do you want to have a look up there?" Oh, okay, I'll have a look. Okay, went up there. Yeah, you got the job. Can you start Monday? I was like, what? What? Unbelievable! Like it was like a bing. Do you know what I mean? And I said, please, can I start in a week's time? Because I want to do like bank cards and a bank thing and the checkbook thing, and sort out the business your own. And I didn't since I'd say COVID. I was never out of a job since when the COVID hit. Then I'll get to that as well. But the whole COVID thing hit. But no, let's go back. Let's go back. So
go back.
Yeah, I'd never had any obviously holidays, but know that I wasn't in a job as such.
Yeah.
So I started work at this photographic lab in Goode Street, which is right by the post office tower, next to the Channel 4 building. I went in there. It was a career, and then they brought me in to the laboratory, and I started developing the rolls of film. Remember the little 35 mil?
I remember the 135 mil ones, Kodaks and all of that. I know them.
And that's what I did. I was there for about 5 years, and I did that, and it was like it was an eye opener because that was hard work. Smelly chemicals. Remember, there was no health and safety back then.
Yeah.
Smelly chemicals in a dark room. You get the bleach and all that on your skin. That can be dangerous. Do you know what I mean? And the bleach but the thing is, it was great because it was you had to learn about the color balance being neutral. 100%. You had to run the machine when the gases, how much the temperature. It was
how long time to process to develop.
And it was a trade. It was a process. That's right.
Yeah.
The process. And it was a deep process. You had to get it right. And it was a trade. And people used to come and see us because of the word of mouth. That's how it was, And so I was there for about 5 years. And then I got an opening in the shop. And at that point of time, I said to the boss of the photographic lab, I was like, listen, I said, I love this place but I said, it's my time to move on because I'm going into something that I have to do, music thing. They knew how much I loved the music thing and they were really vexed and pissed off. They were really vexed that I was going to leave.
Why do you think that was? I'm
not being a big head now. It's because I was good at
You're not being a big head. You know what? They've invested in you, but you've applied yourself. You've done the job. You stuck at it for 5 years, and you're bloody good at it.
Yeah, it's probably a bit more than 6 years. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And they didn't want to lose somebody with that much experience. Seeing them say,
I said, I've got to go because this is my opening for what I need to do. You know what I want to do, and I'm, and then they were upset. And the funny thing is, what I did here after that, they had every 3 months they had somebody new doing the job.
There you go. Speaks volumes.
I'm not saying anything here, but so I went in the shop, and when you think of, I'm already going on my own tip as it was. Yeah. So how can I say it? So there was like we'd have like a like playing some acid house tune with breaks in it. You know, we'd speed it up. I would speed it up.
Okay.
You'd have people coming in. You'd have like people, like-minded people like me, Frost, Brian G, Kenny Ken, DJ Rap, Hype. You know, like
you're making me smile. You're making me
that
smile.
Go, they would come in there going, yeah. We want one of them. We want one of them. and then you'd have conventional house DJs coming in and going, what the fuck are you doing? Slow it down, man. What are you doing to it? You're fucking ruining it. And it's like, so we're already going on our own path.
Off, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, moving forward again now, 92 come and we moved it downstairs. We never looked back. So we'd get, someone would come in with a white label.
Yeah. We all love a white label. We all love a white label.
And we put it on the deck, and from the off if it's going to be a big tune or not.
Yeah.
So put it on the deck, put it on the needle on the deck, and everyone like, oh no, one of them. We ain't even bought the tune yet. We ain't even bought it. So we monopolised it, and we said, right. When I was in the shop, I learned how to buy and sell records.
Okay.
I learned on the job. Do you know what I mean? Yes. I learned on the job. So it would be like, right, how many of them have you got? And they'd be like, we've got 300 copies. But we've got to service so-and-so shop and so-and-so. I said, no. Hear what? I'll buy the lot of you. And then it would be...
Do that.
Yeah, we'd say, yeah, we'd buy the lot of you. Right?
Go on.
And they'd say, no. And then if they still said no, I said, hear what? I'll give you the money now. There's the money now. We'll pay you now. If we know we're that confident that the tunes are going to gone,
yes,
we buy it now. Okay, all right then. So we come and monopolise the whole thing, and that's when you could say can you leave this one for Ryder? Can you leave that one for Frost? Can you leave that one, and can you leave that one for Ron? And can you leave that one for SL? And that's when that's when the whole the promo thing started and sorting out sorting out the mans as such.
Yes.
So it's crazy to see, that's how it all began. Do you know what I mean? And then they go and play it out, and then or you play it on the radio, and the whole cycle. That's how the whole cycle began. Do you know what I mean? But it was a buzzing time. Like I said, might not have got much sleep, but it didn't matter. It wasn't sleep when you can, but it was the sleep was I suppose you'd have to give up the sleep if you want to get somewhere, you'd have to weigh up the odds. Do you know what I mean?
So you're about 24, 25, you've got this record store.
Hang on, I was probably 23, 24, yeah, 23, 24, and I'm living the dream. Pirate radio was
tell me about that. Tell me a bit about that. In Liverpool, we had a Toxteth Community Radio, or TCR, as was then.
Was it a pirate?
It was a pirate radio station,
right.
Yeah. And I remember playing NWA's Fuck the Police, and the guy come on who owned it, Rudy, and he kicked me off straight away after that one tune. He said, you can't play that. But then
this is pirate radio. Can't be telling you that.
But he called me back afterwards. He said, come on, you can play again.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
Pirate radio, so important to our music, because it was the old internet. That was the internet back then. Get out to the masses, get out to the people, and advertising what dances are on and where to go. And obviously playing the music, promoting the music. The mainstream weren't doing that.
No.
So I started on, played on, I've done guest slots on Star Radio, which is up in like Harrow Road.
Okay.
Up that way. It was up that way. And it was to do with like Hawkeye Records there. I started there. Then I went on to Pulse FM when the whole hardcore thing started. No, sorry, before that I was on Friends FM. It's kind of acid house times. Got to big up Mad B because he had he'd see the vision and had me on there regular. So got to big up Mad B. Friends FM. Then I went on to Pulse FM, which was the kind of the beginning of the hardcore thing. Then I went on to Eruption, and then I went on to Cool. And the Cool was like when the jungle really kicked off.
Yes.
I'm still on Cool. Cool. It's now legal. It's now legal.
It was interesting because I went to see Fabio and Groove Rider playing in Manchester, and they did a chronology from 1991 of the genre going through to the present day, and it was not being ostensibly drum and bass or jungle guy. I was more of a techno person, but it was interesting to listen to them dropping the tunes in.
Yeah, but we've all come from that. We've all come. It's like a tree, and then
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, and I still remember myself, even back in the day when I used to go to certain clubs in Liverpool, and people used to say to me, "How come you're going to all those white clubs, etc., etc.?" But some of the music I was listening to was the Detroit, and you knew it was Chicago gay black scene.
Yeah, Kevin Saunderson.
All of that, you know, in a city, all of that. You know that, Strings of Life, all those tunes.
Yeah.
And it was like people were playing catch up.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's foundation. It's foundation of all this thing. Yeah.
But the thing was for me was that when I listened to music, I don't need to know what the colour of the person's skin is. You know, if the music's good, it's good. Yeah. End of. And it was always interesting going out to gigs and going places and that, and you'd see all nations coming together.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it was about.
That's absolutely.
Absolutely everybody together. That's what it was about.
So tell me, you're doing this, you're burning the candle at both ends.
Oh, yeah.
You must have seen some casualties along the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, this is funny because for me, I got a real wake-up call. And this is before I went into the shop. I didn't do ecstasy. I didn't do any of that. I got a real scare, right? So we're talking, it must have been about 87. I used to smoke all sorts of stuff. I used to smoke leb and resin, black and gold resin. But I used to mix it with oils. And then one time it just lit me down like, and I think at the time I must have been like really ill, like with flu or something. And it lit me down and I'd getting palpitations. Then it was like as if I was watching myself on the television set or something. And I'm thinking, am I going mad? What's going on? And I went through some mad out of body experience. And and we're talking about, must have been about 87, 88 or something like that. And I got ill. I got really ill. I had to go to hospital and all the rest of it. And I must have been flued up as well. And I basically really scared myself, as in like, what's happening with me here? Is this it? Is this end of the line? It was scary. It was really scary. And like I said, this kind of scared me to take anything else.
So from then, You've
I
never.
had a drink. I must admit, I did have a drink, but I didn't smoke after that.
Okay.
And I used to smoke a fair bit. You know, I just, like I say, it was back in the 80s. It used to be about black resin, gold seal, and
gold seal,
lead,
red seal, all of that.
lead. That's what it used to be. Hash it used to be. and from then, where I had palpitations, I couldn't breathe, and that like out of body experience really did frighten me to the fact of like no. And then what happened, right? When I went to see a doctor, see a specialist, and said, "There's nothing physically wrong with you. Do you want? I think you need to maybe you go and see a psychiatrist." And I was like, "Sorry." And that's boom. I said,
What was going through your head then?
and I said, "Thank you very much. Ta-da!" I pulled myself out, and I was like, "I'm not going there. I'm not going there." And I pulled myself out. And that was it. That was the mindset of, right. I think that was the kind of, boom, I've got to come out of this. I've got to come out of whatever. And I think, like I said, I think I was really ill with a flu, and that didn't help. And it kind of like sent me, didn't help matters. And from when they said that to me, I was like, nah, see you later. I pulled myself out of it. And every now and again, I had a little, around that time, palpitation, and it would eventually go. Eventually it went.
But that was your way forward.
Yes. Yeah. And that there, it was frightening at the time. I just think, and I think from that, it scared me so much. Everyone's like, hey, do you want to have an E? Do you want this? Do you want that? Nothing. No, thank you. Just have a little drink every now and again. That's it. Never took nothing.
Could you attribute that experience to your longevity then?
I think so.
You will have seen people.
I see casualties, yes, over the years. Yep.
And tell me a little bit about them for you. How's it impacted you?
I mean, it just made me think that, look, you don't have to do, if you want to take something, that's your choice. It's up to you. I can't make you not take it, and then I can't push it on you. So it's entirely up to the individual if you have whatever it is or not, So I just look and I just think, yeah, each to their own. And then again, it might not hit someone. It might not hit them till later on down the line. But it's mad.
Have you been affected by people who have lost their lives to suicide?
Yeah, I mean, my Stevie IPD, God rest his soul, my MC. He was my MC, and when he passed away, it was an absolute, because I never had anybody like passing away really like close friend like that.
How old were you?
I was 30, I think. I was 30 at the time. 98, he passed away. And the mad thing about it, so the week before, we went to Canada together. And he's about to blow because he just signed a deal with Island Records.
Wow.
Yeah. Just signed a deal with Island Records, and all of a sudden, played out on the Saturday. I left him he went to Camden. I was playing in Maidstone. I said, all right, I'll speak to you in a week. And that next morning, I got a phone call to say that he's gone. And it was like weird, you know. Like, what do you mean he's gone? And we went up to the hospital, and I see him lying there. I've never seen that before. Never experienced that, and it was like, yeah, the madness about it. So that next day, because I never experienced anything like this, so you know, he was my partner. He was my you know, he was my MC, my partner on the stage.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know anything else or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, so that next day, I'm going in the shop and I'm going to work in the shop. I said, that's it. I'm going to concentrate. I'm going to work. I'm get this. I'm just going to go through it by working hard. You know, I'm not going to, I'm just going to carry on working, because to get out, just keep going. Worst thing that I had ever done. And in the shop, people coming in the shop. What happened to him? How did he die? What happened? Phone for you, Nicky. Phone for you, mate. Hello. Yeah, Nicky, man. What happened to Stevie? Yeah. Right then, within a few hours of me working in the shop, I see my partner. I said, listen, I'm gone. I'm balling out, but I've got to go. I can't stay here. It's making me do lally. I can't hack it. Like I wasn't expecting that, because I'd never done anything, never been in that position before. So I come out, and I had 2 weeks out of the shop and to reflect on everything. And yeah, big, not just a big hole in the scene, big hole for me, you know, gap. And
I can see as you're talking, it still affects you now.
yeah, of course it does. Yeah.
The energy that you had at the beginning of this podcast to now, have you grieved?
Do you know what? Do you know the weirdest thing about this? This is ever so weird. So I'd say at the funeral, at the day of the funeral, and then when was it? A few years ago, MC Spider come around my house to do an interview on MCs and the music and everything, and started speaking about Stevie and everything. And I literally broke down. On his interview. It just incredible. I just broke down, and I said, no one's ever done that before. You know, because he was asking me certain questions about Stevie and just certain thing, and I just broke down, and I said, no one's ever done that. It was mad how that happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just incredible. But I think I needed to do that.
100%.
And it could have been in the 10 years' time. I don't know, but at that point there, like, I opened up to Spider, and it was like I just broke down. It was like a door, and I couldn't go past that door. Yeah, incredible. But the way I look at it, I know he's up there, and he's looking at everything. I believe in that.
Bless. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, a deep one. There's a deep one.
And, you know, thanks for sharing with the listeners in terms of you being able to confront how you felt. Because I think too often,
I didn't actually realise. Not because I don't know. I mean, Spider, like I said, Spider come around. He's doing this like documentary thing. He's still doing it. This whole like MC music culture thing, and it was so just, you know what I mean? It would come around my yard, and it was a very relaxed atmosphere thing. And then yeah, I just like I come to a door, and I couldn't open the door. It was like mad.
What do you think that symbolises for you?
Well, I think I needed to do it, and I didn't realise that.
Mm.
Needed to let out. I needed to let out and pull out. And I needed to do that. And whatever come before that or between that, no one's ever done that. So I think, Stevie brought him down to that for that to happen. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's hard for us as men to show our emotions, or no? Let me put it another way. Why do you think it's difficult for men to show their emotions?
I think they just kind of, how can I say, not move on, but no, they're like kind of are too busy or don't kind of not really understand. Really, I don't think it's not really understanding.
Do you think there's a fear?
Definitely a fear there. Yeah,
Definitely.
as well. But just shove it aside. Just keep shoving it aside, and until it comes and it's in front of you, and you can't shove it aside. It's right in front of you. Bang! And sometimes I think we just have to all let out and just bawl out. Sometimes it has to be done.
Was that the last time you cried?
Probably like immensely, yeah. Crazy. Mad.
It's nice looking at you now, You've gone to a different level, you've gone to a different space. And I get, honestly, you're putting your head down, but I get a feeling sometimes you don't want to go there.
Yeah. We're all human. We're all human at the end of the day. Let me touch a bit on the whole COVID thing.
Go on.
So,
because you would have been out of work then for a while. You would have been out of work then for a while. No traveling, no nothing. How do people remember Nicky Blackmarket?
What the hell is going on? Yeah, what the hell is going on? I just turned topsy-turvy. Being just full on. And then what? No dances going on. All of a sudden, what happened? I remember the time that week it actually closed down. I was actually supposed to do Germany, Holland, and come back and do some gigs. And it actually happened the Germany got cancelled first. They locked down first. Then I thought, right, okay, well, I'll still do Holland. That got locked down. And then it come to us, which I think we was afterwards. We were slightly afterwards. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I don't know anything else. I don't know. And Rishi Sunak saying, you have to retrain. Retrain for what? Retrain on what? I've been doing this professionally since 1990. You tell me to retrain.
Just like that.
No, not having it. No. If our Lord said to retrain, fine. Our Lord ain't saying that. Yeah? So I was like, what am I going to do? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's... Anyway, this was another wake-up call. A serious wake-up call. So my brother-in-law said, listen, he used to run recycling plant. He's like, listen, we've got a job opening. You can come and work for us. I was like, really? Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know what, I don't know about recycling plant or whatever. I don't, So this is where it gets deep now. So I went, no disrespect, nothing. I weren't looking forward to it, nothing. You know what I mean? But
of course.
I've got to put food on the family table. I'm not shying away from any graft. I've grafted since I was 16.
Yeah.
Never been out of a job.
Yeah.
Never been out of a job. The first time is when this whole lockdown thing, I'm out of a job.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm like, right, okay, I'll take it on board. Anyway, so That night comes, my brother-in-law said, please make sure you're in at like 6. Please don't be late. You know, we've had to sack someone to get you in here.
Okay.
I was like, what? You what? Sack someone to get? I'm like, no, man. No. And so that whole night, diarrhea, sick. I'm like, I'm not well, right? It's gotten, you know. My missus the next morning put fry up in front of me. I'm sitting there like that. I'm like, listen, picked up the phone. I said, listen, I'm sorry, I can't do it. He's like, what? You sure? I said, listen, I don't think I can do this. No. Because of the whole scenario from him telling me that, and it's like it's going on my head, and I'm thinking, man's gonna have it in for me. When I get in there, man's gonna have, oh, it's him. Oh, it's that Nicky Blackmarket. What is that? What? And I'm thinking, I'm just gonna be and all kind of thing. No. I can't do it. So that day, I'm just like that. I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking. And I've gone, right, what have I done most of my life? I don't know anything else. How can I do it? Right. I hit the net. I hit the internet. I went mad on the internet. Streams. I done live streams on there. I done Zoom dance with all the little windows. I played sets on whenever they're all dancing in their front room. I'm everyone else's social life. I'm giving them pleasure. That's me. Yeah?
That's it.
So they're all dancing in their kitchens, in their front rooms, all them little windows, I think. Then all of a sudden, this other thing comes up, Mix Masters, where they want me to be the judge of this mixing competition. And it's all online. The next thing is they want my advice for stuff where I was giving advice. So I had like 6, 7, 8 things on the go on the internet. I was getting paid, not obviously like how I was if I was playing out. I'm now making a living from just doing these little things. And I'm out there on the net of doing all these little things. I have live Facebook stream and this and that. And like I said, the Zoom dance on Zoom and Mix Masters, I'm the judge. And people want my advice on thing and open up this. And I was doing all different things, but it was all on net. It was all on the net. That, because I just concentrated, I said, no, I'm going to do this. And that carried me through the whole lockdown thing.
Brilliant.
That carried me through. Do you know what I mean? Thank the Lord. Carried me through there. Come out the other side, and it's like, then there was like these sit-down parties, which were weird because they'd all be sitting at tables, they can't dance. They'd get up and dance, and then they'd have to come out of the dance, and that was a weird one. Did you ever hear about them, the sit-down parties?
Oh, go on.
Yeah, they were odd. They were odd. So, I think that was the turning point. I went, what do I know? What do I do? Know and do. Put them together. What do I know? What do I do? Know what I do.
You trust
do what I know. Do what I know. I'm going to carry on with that. About he wants us to retrain. Why does he want us to retrain? There's an ulterior motive with all that kind of thing. I don't want to go on another side thing but there's an ulterior motive. They don't want that. People enjoying themselves and whatever.
You know that, and I know that.
And like I said, I don't want to go on a sidetrack thing, but all that retrain thing. No. What? To stop people's enjoyment, we are everybody's escapism. We are people's enjoyment. You have to give people enjoyment. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
People have to enjoy themselves.
This is not being a therapy session, but what's your attitude towards therapy? Because when you spoke about having the palpitations when you were younger, and then the consultant suggested going to see a psychiatrist,
I pulled myself out of that.
you pulled yourself out of it. But what is your
I'll
attitude
tell
to
you now,
therapy?
that is up to the individual. If you do like me and pull yourself out of it, or you can seek assistance or help, that's entirely up to the individual. I wouldn't say no, I wouldn't say yes. It's entirely up to how you are at that time. Yes, I want to get help from someone else. I can do it on my own. So I think that's up to the individual rather than yes, no, get help, not get help. That's up to the individual, I think, at that point of time.
How do you switch off then? How do you find me time?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, look, I mean, I like to go and watch football. I take the family. We go and watch QPR. We go and watch
QPR. Somebody's got to support them.
you know, and I take the family. It's a family day out, you know. So, you know, like shouting, you know, come on, you ass, you know what I mean? Shouting, you know, and that's a good release, you know. So we like, you know, I take the family to the football, watch the football, but to switch off as in, you know, I can't just come back home and go to bed and like unless I've been
do you meditate? You've never done that?
Meditation, probably. It's funny. My missus teaches yoga. You know what I mean? I don't do meditation, but I mean, when I think of it, I've got tinnitus. You know, I've got hearing aids now. Occupational hazard.
100%.
You know, but with regards to meditate, I mean, it's like I might have the telly on in the background when I go to sleep.
Yes.
And it's like white noise.
Yes.
As such. It's like in the background. I'm not concentrating on it. It's like something there. You know, so that in a way you could say is meditating kind of thing.
Yeah. Let me ask this first. If one of your friends was struggling with their mental health, what would you say to them?
Well, it depends. Like, you have to, obviously, everybody's individual, and you have to first see if they want to get help from somebody or somewhere. First, they've got to open up to you, and what is it? So you obviously help as much as you can, but then you have to look beyond that and like, right, what do you need? What is it? What can you do? Where do you go? What to point them in the right direction?
And how do you feel about doing that?
You have to do that. You have to help. You got to help. It's like, I mean, when I was in the shop, and I said like nearly 25 odd years I was in the shop, and it's like people used to come to me in the shop. They used to buy tunes, and at the end of it, they used to tell me their problems, their stories. They'd want my take on it. They'd want me, and then I think back and I think, like after they'd gone, and I'd leave the shop, and I think, fucking hell, what? I'm not a shrink. I'm not a shrink, but they want my opinion or my thing. They want, you know, they're opening up to me. So
do that because they trust you.
Yeah, and that happened many a time in the shop, and I'm thinking, wow, that to me is a blessing for me to if I can help them. Do you know what 100%. I mean?
But you must you've created an environment, an atmosphere whereby I'm going to say men in particular feel comfortable to approach you, to be able to talk about their darkest secrets, their fears.
I'm blessed. Yeah, I'm blessed then, and I'm blessed to help them.
You mentioned right at the beginning about a couple of your kids getting into DJing and that. Do you have any fears for them?
I just, you know
the scene. You know the scene. You know how your daughter DJs, does she?
She's out there now, DJ Mills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mills is out there. She's out there, but she's clued up. She knows she's clued up. And she's what? She's 24 now.
You don't worry about her.
No, I don't need to. No, she's clued up. She's clued up to see what's going on, and yeah.
And she's got that same passion, that same enthusiasm as yourself.
It's incredible.
Even more.
I see when I was younger. I see that again. It's mad. It's great. It's incredible.
How does that feed you? How does that fill you?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. In the other year, we did Glastonbury together. We done a back-to-back at Glastonbury. That was, we've done loads of back-to-backs now, but that was when I see that and I was just thinking, wow, a tear come to the eye, and it's like, this is nuts. This is incredible.
Is that a tear that's done under the QT, on the silence? Nobody can see it then? Or
yeah.
Something in my eye.
To go like that, it's mad, but it's such a great feeling. It's it's mad. And now my boys started messing around. Yeah, started messing around on the decks, and he's only 15, so.
That must be fast. That feels quite humbling.
Yeah, it's great. I never thought that, before having kids or anything. Mad.
I'm going to ask you now, who's the most important person in your life? You can only pick one person.
Only one person. Can't do that. Can't do that.
You've got to.
Our Lord.
No. Take our Lord out of the equation.
I can't say. The missus and kids.
The missus and kids, okay. What if I say it's you? What if I say the most important person in your life is you? Because you're the expert of you. You know what makes yourself happy. You know what makes yourself sad. And only by attending to your needs can you be fully there for other people who you love and care for.
Yeah. Important. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But once he's speechless, listeners, he's fucking speechless.
I just think, like when I look back and I think I'm 56 and I've done a lot. When I look back on it, I've done a lot, and I think, but where's that time gone? It doesn't feel like. Does it feel like that for you?
Does it? It's like I can touch it yesterday. That's what it feels like. I can touch yesterday.
You think of something and think, oh yeah, 92, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, 2007, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, and you think like in a like Doctor Who's box, and you can go back to that time in that thing. It's mad, and I just think I've done a lot, and it's like I just think, but it's gone so quick.
Where's the craziest place you've DJ'd?
Again, there's too many. It's like I DJ'd in the Natural History Museum. In the Natural History Museum, I had to move one of the dinosaurs away.
I can imagine. Not the big one that's in the centerpiece as you walk in.
I had to move it, and it was like there was no MC. There was like a guy in a big long red coat. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have Nicky Blackmarket, and I was like, and it was mad. Another place, Kazakhstan.
Guan.
Kazakhstan, old Soviet province.
Yes.
Old Soviet province. When I got treated like a king, and mad, absolutely mad. I went out there. When I got there, the thing is, I tied it in with, because I used to be part of the England fans membership, right?
Okay.
So I had it in with a game. And England were playing Kazakhstan in a Kazakhstan Kazakhstan for the World Cup qualifier. And I come off the plane and I went out on the England fans plane, but they had to change my flight and come back on a different one. So I come off the plane and my friends went on the tarmac to where everyone else was going. I had this woman in an army outfit on the tarmac in a car to take me to another part of the terminal. And I was like, this is something like my name is Harry Potter. Do you know what I mean? Like some James Bond thing. And I'm like, huh? Why am I going over there? Anyway, I'm going in the diplomatics entrance. I've got there. The guy is waiting for me. And I'm like, boo, I don't know about this. This, you know what I mean? Might not ever be seen again. I was like, right, this is different. So I didn't even have to show my passport. It's like, this is mad.
Lad, you've made it then. You've made it when you don't have to show your passport.
And I got treated like a king. And so there was a before the England game, so this was the couple of days, the next day, and there was the England game on in the day. I was playing at this club. It was like a super club. I was playing in the evening, but before the game, there was a party for like high end people. There was models there. There was singers, artists, diplomats. You name it, all the high end people. And I'm thinking, what am I doing here? What am I doing here at this party? It's like I'm like, this is crazy. So. And I see the British ambassador to Kazakhstan. Oh, yes, Nicky Blackmarket, how you doing? Yes, we heard about you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know, and I'm brushing shoulders with just like all these famous people. And I'm just thinking, this is mad. So I went to see the game. And then I played party. And it was an incredible party. And then when I was coming back, I remember I had a big bottle of water, and you know you couldn't bring drinks in there. But I was late for the plane, and I brought the big bottle of water, and I thought, I could have anything in this. This is mad. And I've just got rushed onto the plane. Again, the diplomatic side, different business.
Different business indeed.
I got treated like a king. It's mad, incredible.
You're 56 now. How long can Nicky Blackmarket continue playing for? Are you going to continue for as long as David Rodigan?
I hope so.
That's a great answer.
I hope so. I'm not doing anything wrong. They're not throwing eggs at me yet.
100%.
So 100%. As people enjoy me, I'm out there. I'm the piper for people. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And I think that's what we need. That's what we need. I'm conscious of the time and that. I know you want to watch the game.
Yeah, the game's going to be on. I'm going to be going out to the Euros for one game as well. So I'm out for the Slovenia game, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing like a 9-day tour. I've got breakaway festival in Corfu that I'm doing for 3 days. Then I've got 2 days in Sittard. I'm doing festival thing out there in Sittard, a couple of days. Then I'll go over to Amsterdam for Cheeky Mondays, which is the longest running jungle drum and bass party in Europe. Been going for like 15, 16, 17 years or whatever. And then I'm getting the train over to Germany for the game. So, yeah, be fun.
Can I ask, what's it been like being on the Hurt Locker pod for you today?
Great. It was nice opening up and saying stuff. It was great. It was nice. Maybe we could do a part 2 at some point.
I'd love to do a part 2, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a final question. Nothing to do with what we've spoken about, but I feel it. What does love mean to you?
Everything.
Unpick that for me.
Everything. Life. It's life. Life itself has to be love.
Nicky Blackmarket, we've loved having you on here.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. We got to do a part 2. We have to do a part 2, definitely.
We will do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Hurt Locker. Please give us a rating or share with another listener. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Hurt Locker Pod.